It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues.
Lowered expectations.
Hey, are you independent? Do you not need no man? That's fine. You can always call 1-800 Call a Bear. Call a bear. Hook up with your bear today. Warning, this content creator will not be held responsible if you get eaten alive by that bear. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, it's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, it's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, it's the butt hurt blues. No matter who.
I'm done with life, and it's all Jermaine's fault. It's always Jermaine's fault. I'm done.
What's good, everybody? AB Media A3 here, and welcome to Coliseum Daily. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be talking about Butthurt Blue. And apparently, Butthurt Blue has been singing the blues recently. Case in point, it's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues. So apparently, I heard some butthurt blues feelings recently, and they made a live stream crying about it. Well, let's have a look, shall we? But yeah, apparently some butthurt. I heard some butthurt blue feelings, and they're crying about it. So let's take a look, shall we? Butthurt blues, no matter who, the butthurt blues.
How's it going, everybody? It's Man Tomorrow here. I want to thank you guys for coming through. Make sure you hit the like button upon coming in. You know, I don't go live, so the link doesn't go out when you don't go live all that often. So, what we're going to do today is we're going to show you how easy it is for you to solve the issue of ignorance when it comes to these actual historical issues. we are going to go to ChatGPT and type it out and show you how easy it is. And then we're going to watch a person for 12. So without further ado, what's going on Tyrone Malone 1? What's going on Bishop Digest? What's going on Ramil? What's going on Tampa 81333? All right. So the reason why we're doing this is because there's been a birthright citizenship question that has been handed down by the Supreme Court. It's pretty much says he could do it in some cases, but he can't do it in other cases, which means they're overturning the Constitution. Okay? Trump is ruling by decree. There is no legislation that's going on here. That's how it works. You know how like the police kept expanding their power? The Fourth Amendment mean one thing, the Fifth Amendment meant.
Oh, you mean like these are federal judges to keep abusing their power? Really? Really, MOT? Really? No, actually, no, this is not lowercase j today, believe it or not. This is how can I say this? This is Mail of Tomorrow. This is a Mail of Tomorrow that's talking.
And another thing. So what would happen is the police would overstep their boundaries. Then they would challenge it. Then they would assert that they had such specialties. Then they would go to the Supreme Court to codify the things that they illegally done in the first place. You are correct, Ramil, but they kept expanding on the actual decision like they kept expanding on the actual Second Amendment. You are correct.
Yeah, the original 14th Amendment was made because of the Dred Scott decision. And the 14th Amendment basically says that former slaves are now citizens. The 14th Amendment was meant for slaves, not illegal immigrants. It was meant for slaves, not illegal immigrants. But anyway, let's continue.
But that doesn't mean that's where it stopped at. Just like the right to vote. It was meant for white men, and then they expanded the franchise to other groups of people. So you are correct, but they kept expanding the franchise, which is what they're supposed to do, because everybody don't start off with the same rights at the first beginning. It goes one way, and then they just keep expanding it for other groups of people, mostly disaffected people that was left behind. But you are correct in essence. So how does a person who's clearly married to a woman from another country, why on earth would that person want to get rid of birthright citizenship when he's married to a foreign lady? Not a U.S.-born woman. I don't think he's ever been interested in a U.S.-born woman. But currently, he's with a woman that's clearly not from America. And yes, the challenging of birthright citizenship has been something that the conservative movement has always challenged.
Now, just to give you some context, some what's the word I'm looking for? Some clarity on who I'm talking about here. This is Man of Tomorrow, or as I like to call them, Male of Tomorrow. Salute Akoteki, salute Adric, and salute Horitz. Male of Tomorrow. Male of Tomorrow is what I call, is where I got the term butthurt blue. Because, well, he's vote blue no matter who, and he's always, well, butthurt. And Male of Tomorrow and other people like the Butthurt Brain Trust predicted that Kamala Harris was going to win the election. No. This is, I'm not misinforming anybody. They predicted that Kamala Harris was going to win the election in a landslide. Don't believe me? See it for yourself. They had Kamala Harris getting 325 electoral votes. They had her winning Arizona, and Nevada. they had Kamala Harris winning 300 electoral votes, 325 electoral votes. I don't know how to break this to you. This map did not happen at all. In fact, if I'm not mistaken, Donald Trump got 312 electoral votes. Let's see. Let me read that. Why do they keep forgetting about the naturalized citizens? Those souls went through the process exactly to become citizens, which means any children they have gets the birthright citizenship. Yes, and I don't have a problem with that. I don't have a problem with the 14th Amendment extending to those people. The problem we're having is they're using the 14th Amendment to extend it to illegal aliens, people who don't come in here the right way. That's the issue. That's the problem. But he wants to defend illegal immigrants coming over here. He wants to, black males like MLT want to defend illegal immigrants coming over here to replace them. Let me say that again for the niggles didn't hear that in the back. Black males like MLT want illegal immigrants come over here to be his replacement. I said what I said. Yep. Now let's go back to MLT's babbling for a little bit. No, they don't. But you speak as if they got accommodations under Biden. Oh, you don't want to talk about that now, do you? MOT, mail of tomorrow. Okay.
To go. So what we're going to do here on the screen with ChatGPT is we're going to ask a very simple question. How many times? Wait, hold on. Let me make the screen bigger so that way you can see just how simple this is to solve. Okay, so what we're going to do is ask a simple question. How many times, how many Supreme Court decisions challenged birthright citizenship? And we're about to get an answer.
Yeah, pretty much.
All right, so now we have an answer. Go. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay, all right.
Just for reference, Nagone is a baby boomer like BGS. Only difference is Nagone's nothing but an old fool. That's the only difference. But let's continue.
All right, so now we have an answer, and I'm going to scroll down so that way you can see the answer. Hold on. Let me take this down, remove, add to stage. No, remove. Presenter invite. Stop screen. Presenter invite. Share screen. It's versus Wong Kim Ark. If you don't know, the game sounds pretty Chinese because it is. And in that case, the landmark decision, and still the controlling decision until yesterday, the court held that the 14th Amendment guarantees citizenship virtually to everyone born in the U.S. soil, regardless of parents, nationalities, with narrow exceptions like children of foreign diplomat or enemy occupation forces. Wong Kim Ark was born in San Francisco to Chinese nationals. He returned from a trip abroad. He was denied re-entry, and the case went to the Supreme Court. The court ruled 6-2. Pretty straightforward, correct?
That's correct.
Wouldn't you say that's pretty straightforward?
That is correct. Very straightforward.
I know, but the conservatives are the ones who actually represent these cases. Okay, it's pretty clear.
Yeah, that ain't gonna happen.
1898. Any person born in the United States can stay here, and you can see the guy was clearly a Chinese national. Okay, not hard to understand. In every other case subsequent to that, conservatives kept wanting to get rid of birthright citizenship, or have the ability to limit birthright citizenship to whoever they wanted to challenge it for, which is what the Trump case was about. Because it wasn't about overturning it all the way. It was about selectively getting rid of birthright citizenship for some people and not others.
Okay.
So the case was pretty much here. Anyone born here gets to stay here. That includes people who are born on military installations overseas, embassies overseas, out of ignorance here.
Your thoughts on black folk actually crying that the Supreme Court decided the 14th Amendment should stand for what it originally said stood for?
You know what? I look at these people, and
that's not what the 14th Amendment was about. That's not what this case was about at all. See, they want to draw an actual walled garden around black people and black people only, but there's other people that the actual thing expand for. That's what this is about. This is not about black people. Of course, we know if you're black and you're born in this country, that's what the thing was actually done for. Because those conservatives wanted to kick your ass out the country as soon as.
Yeah, but the 14th Amendment was put in there because that wasn't always the case, you dumb fuck. So now you're okay with other people taking what was meant for black people? Is that what you're saying, Mel, of tomorrow? Okay.
Your labor is done the same way that they want to do it most Latinos. Don't you get the actual connection here? That they want to use these people for their labor and kick them out the country. Just like they wanted to do to you.
Yeah, some of them did want to kick us out of the country. That is historically accurate. I just want this one problem. We were 60 to 70% of the GDP back then. So yeah, they had to do Jim Crow because they lazy asses weren't going to do the jobs. And the only reason we really got out of Jim Crow is because, well, automation, machines.
Well, let's keep going here.
if you have to go to CNBC, CNN, and MSNBC, you actually understand something, you deserve what you get, okay? Thank you. Because it doesn't apply to you, okay?
Mm-hmm.
You understand what he's trying to do? He's trying to get rid of the anchor babies. He's not trying to get rid of, they can't deport. Where are they going to deport you to?
Mm-hmm.
Trump's father, his father was named what? And what country did Trump's father come from?
Drumpf. D-R-U-M-P-F.
So why would a guy who has German parents want to get rid of birthright citizenship? What? And these people actually think that they're on the side of those people who are actually doing this. Like, no, they're trying to draw it narrowly enough so that way they can let in Canadians and actual people from Europe and have a pick and choose kind of facet of whether or not they want to do it for Spanish.
They were already doing that. Come on, man.
Speaking people.
His mother was also born Irish.
Again, Ramil, you got to provide the protection to all people that you expect. That's what actual citizens of this country who participate in the process want to do. You have to provide the level of protection to other group of people that you expect. But they're not talking about Spain. Spain is European. They're talking about Central American and South American. That's what they want to ban from coming over here. Not Europeans. Spain is pretty fair-skinned. And So let's keep going here.
They're going to deport you to.
I guess.
To who?
Alabama.
Alabama. I mean, they can't deport you because you're a citizen. What are they going to do? Supreme Court. And no court in the land's going to stand for that. You can't deport this person. He's a citizen.
Again, the person who was born on the army base was deported to Jamaica, a country he had nothing to do with, even though he was a quote-unquote citizen. Now, what is missing from this actual argument and conversation is that Trump ended the legal status of people. Then, when they did their normal check-ins, like you're supposed to do, he started letting people know that you no longer have status. So these people had status before Trump was actually president. And now they don't have status. So now he created his own loophole to where he can now start kicking out all kinds of people from the country, even though he used the fact that, oh, we're just going after the actual criminals as the reason for doing it. No, they don't want any immigration at all, especially if.
Okay, he doesn't want any immigration at all, but he came up with the gold card. Right. He doesn't want any immigration at all, but Donald Trump came up with the gold card.
If you're black, Latino. You're correct. Like, Imam Perry, you're correct. I don't hear any of these people who want this blacks only protection talk about the white Afrikaners that they just brought over here. I don't even hear them even saying anything about that.
Come on.
I don't.
50 people, come on, man. There's only 50 people. That ain't no numbers. So what? The Afrikaners that came over here, only 50 decided to come over here. Anyway.
I don't hear anybody saying anything about that.
He brought them in. Wow.
Because it was only 50 people. That's nothing. It's par for the course.
Now he's got his goons out there running around, jumping out of unmarked vehicles, diving on the back.
Yes.
Diving on the
locking up people.
Knocking people out, locking them up, doing all kind of madness. They bring these white South Africans in. Just put them in here. Insane. Totally.
50 people. Y'all acting like he imported 100,000 people. We're talking about 50 people.
It doesn't make no sense.
Compared to the 3 or 4 or 5 million that Biden let in during his term.
Yeah.
You see, some real city brought in over 60 Afrikaners, but that opens the door for them to bring in a lot more.
Yeah, but that's the whole point. The whole point is that if you believe in the immigration piece, then you shouldn't be making any exceptions for whites or any other race. You shouldn't be. I mean, if that's what you actually believe, you shouldn't be making any exceptions. But they're doing everything else to go after every other people but the actual criminals.
That's exactly correct. And
you mean how Biden allowed illegal immigrants to murder people during his tenure who got deported and came back and murdered people? Oh, okay.
A lot of these people had legal status, legal right to vote, voted for Trump, lost their legal status after they voted for Trump.
And got thrown out.
And deported.
And you see all these, these videos out here. I will vote for Donald Trump. People laughing and all that.
Oh, by the way, Mel Tomorrow lives in Colorado, where the illegal migrants illegally took over apartment buildings. Just saying. This is the dude talking about we should let these illegal migrants in here.
But at the same time, utilizing American tax dollars, like Michael said here, in conservative states, FHA loans and stuff like that you're not getting, and bought these South Africans up. These South African white folks. I mean, you can't make this stuff up, and it makes these conservatives and the rest of these guys look crazy saying this stuff. Yeah, y'all look crazy talking. Y'all look crazy.
Okay, this coming from a group of people that think Kamala Harris was a qualified candidate. This coming from a group of people that still think Kamala Harris was qualified to be in the White House. Really?
Yeah, what's going on, Quiz the Prince? All right, well, while he's queuing up here, let's keep going. Yeah, we're going to stop it at certain points to make certain points. Even though there's a lot of misinformation here, you have to stop it at certain points so that way you can be able to correct the record. But let's keep going.
Yeah. You can, I mean,
y'all think Trump is really that stupid? He's not that stupid, okay? You don't get to be a billionaire being stupid.
no.
What? Listen to this
He's impulsive, but not stupid.
But the thing is, it was a very, very narrow decision by the Supreme Court. Very narrow, okay?
Yeah.
And most people don't understand. It was to keep judges, federal judges, from actually their injunctions were actually applying to the whole country.
All right. So that's the other Supreme Court decision that's separate from the actual immigration decision. No, what Trump actually stopped doing was he had the Supreme Court stop people from challenging his decrees by executive order.
Which is his right to do. He has a right to do executive orders, and the Democrats clearly abuse the judicial system
by letting them fly through. Rather than the Supreme Court have to look stupid by actually telling people where the guardrails are, they've completely removed the guardrails in one Supreme Court decision at all that told people that you can't stop the things from going through, which that's why you have a court system.
Okay, knuckleheads.
And that's
now I guarantee you, if a Democrat was in office and the Republicans were doing what the Democrats were doing, he would have a completely different. He would have a completely different. Oh gosh, I don't know why I can't think right now. He would have a completely different tone.
That's why you have cases for and against, and they present arguments. Their arguments are not even good enough to where they don't even want you presenting your argument now. They just want the things to go through, which means they never believed in any of this stuff in the first place. They never believed it. Let's keep going.
Okay? So it doesn't just apply to this particular case, which is birthright citizenship. That still hasn't been determined. They haven't determined that at all. Okay. The thing is, federal judges can't put an injunction over what they're doing. Okay. You want to take the whole thing to the Supreme Court, you got to build the whole case to this.
They always put an injunction on things. Doge. First, it didn't have access. Then they did have access. Those were injunctions. They applied to the whole country until they went up to another Trump-related judge, and then all of a sudden it went through.
The Supreme Court, and not a judge. Okay, a federal judge can't do it and apply to everybody. It's a very, very narrow decision. But most people, I hear black people crying, "Oh, they're gonna come for us next." Where are they gonna send you to?
It's not about that. It's about people having legal status. They all of a sudden don't have legal status when they had it before, and now you have to alter the Constitution post hoc to actually come through here. Yeah, Elon Musk. Elon Musk. Come on, man. Like, what are we talking about here? Okay.
This is applying to.
What's the dude from Apple? Him. What? He couldn't be here either?
Okay. What he's not telling you is they're not talking about people who came here the right way. They're defending people who came here the wrong way. That's what MOT is being disingenuous about right now. This has nothing to do with people that came in the right way. This is about people who came here illegally, the wrong way.
He was born to immigrants?
Steve
Jobs.
Elon Musk is actually at this stage an illegal alien. He overstayed his.
Yes, he is. Who has government contracts?
Government contracts, get all kind of federal dollars, and you got people here talking about it. They're not coming out. No, what you Negroes don't want to understand is that these guys want this immigration thing to bring in more whites and to get rid of black,
Yes,
Latino.
they want to.
Come on, man. Okay. We get more whites. Anyway,
To be able to pick and choose. That's why they want to be able to draw it narrowly.
That's what they want. But the Negroes will run here, literally kissing the ass of these white folks, dumb as you Negroes are.
oh, this coming from the people who bend over backwards to kiss the Democrat Party's ass? Okay.
Don't understand?
Say it again.
They don't want you. They don't want you.
Melania came under an H1, and this is what this dude's trying to do. Unbelievable.
Exactly.
Unbelievable.
Look at that.
But these are the people trying to get rid of birthright citizenship.
What is Melania?
Go ahead, man.
I'm trying to figure out what is Melania exceptional at, because the visa she came in under, you have to be exceptional, like a genius or something, provide something to the country, like the Germans did, Operation Paperclip after World War II. They got their citizenship, but what did she provide for the country under her visa? I mean, there's certain types of visas.
Yeah, DNA for sons and daughters, apparently. So let's keep going here.
Michael, I'm sorry. I can't believe that we are asking the question.
Okay, so now you have people who pick sides, Republicans and Democrats on the panel having a conversation, not these undeclared, undocumented dudes.
Yeah, MOT's also got a guy like, pick a side. Why? Neither side like us. Why should we pick a side? Neither side likes us. Neither side really respects black men. Why should we pick a side? First come, first serve.
Who have opinions. Well, let's keep going.
14th Amendment to the Constitution. Constitutional. That is crazy. And I am sorry, but people need to call. This is crazy. They're asking us not to believe our own eyes and our own ears. They're asking us to go.
Blah, blah, blah. By the way, I got 22 watching. Like, share, subscribe, hit the Cash App, support the show. Hit my super chat, support the show, support your interests.
Against everything that we know to be true. This is insane. Oh my God.
But see, the problem is what these idiots do is they play black women on screen, and then they turn around and try to make some type of point against what they're actually talking about.
Yawn. Oh, by the way,
pick a side. No, dude, I tell you right now.
Really?
No one picking a conservative side. The white farmers in Texas are feeling like those black farmers in Mississippi and Virginia and Tennessee right now, because they made the wrong choice over their whole entire lifetime. But they're just now realizing in-stage conservatism only need three groups of people. They need the billionaire beneficiaries who funded this operation in the first place. They need the political people who ignore history. And finally, they need their propagandists who will pay millions of dollars a year to sell out the American people in whole. And they literally don't need anybody else. They literally don't need anybody else at this point.
Shut your ass down. I mean, if anybody's gonna talk about this,
Trump did not say that. That's not what he said.
Yeah.
He said his interpretation was actually meant for slaves coming out of slavery.
Yeah, you know what that interpretation means? We're denied everybody else citizenship after that. Which means your father would have been denied citizenship after that, Trump. Which means your wife would have been denied the opportunity to marry you under that. Which means...
Hold up. MOT is talking like they were immigrating white people here before the 14th Amendment. Okay, anyway.
J.D. Vance's wife would not be able to be married to him under that interpretation.
And that would have applied directly to Trump's mother as well.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. Yes. What's going on, Cedric Webb? Thank you for the follow super sticker. Yes, but this is what we're talking about, where the people who benefited from that are trying to get rid of that, so that way they can pick and choose who they want to be citizens. When the only thing they want to do is get rid of Spanish speakers and bring over the more Nordic people. That's all it is. It's not even that hard.
And they said
Rafael Ted Cruz as well. Marco Rubio as well. I mean, what's going on here? You got conservatives are trying to get rid of something that most people who are serving in Congress, their parents benefited from. And they're trying to make it seem like they're trying to actually protect black people? Get out. Oh, come on. Come on, Ramil. Come on, bro. Vivek Ramaswamy, Nikki Haley. Like, what? All these people are Republicans. They're trying to get rid of birthright citizenship because they're trying to protect black people? Are you serious?
It's insane, man. But they don't have an argument. They don't have an argument.
No. I'm answering all your questions. I just don't want you to derail the conversation by coming up and asking a whole bunch of day one questions, man. That's all I'm trying to prevent.
Ever wonder why the Democrats need to spend $20 million to talk to men again? Well, you're listening to it. Let's continue.
No, it's not about trolling. Hey, look, I think all your questions are perfectly legitimate, by the way. And I'm never not going to answer your questions.
Yeah, that's meant for, right? Now, they interpreted it into something else. What's saying is, okay, I think the case was 1908. I think it was a Chinese citizen. Okay.
Okay, it was 1898, and in that Chinese citizen's case, they upheld and affirmed it because he was born in San Francisco. He traveled abroad. He tried to come back. They denied him coming back into the country only because he was Chinese, and they wanted to start drawing a narrower ring around the 14th Amendment starting at that point. But the Supreme Court started at that point by just saying, look, no, he was born here. He's a citizen here. That's what I'm saying. And they're going to say, turn up your mic. They can barely hear you.
The problem is that his straw man argument is confusing. He never ever is going to, to be on point. Yep.
I'm not sure if you can control that.
And to throw something extra in, I was talking to I went walking this morning, seeing my old high school social studies and civics teachers, heavy on the civics. And he was the one that told me about the.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a Mary Brown talking. He used to be under Tiffany G's skirt all the time. So there you go.
About the injunctions. That's the main thing. All that other stuff is kind of like it's hogwash about the birthright. It's the injunctions on stopping every executive order he do. They trying to stop every injunction these federal judges put in. That's all this. He said this is all this about. Everything he come up with, we're gonna put it. Federal judge put in an injunction. We're gonna shoot up to the Supreme Court where they beat all the.
He's the president of the United States. He has a right to do executive orders. That's his constitutional right.
Conservative, well, not all of them. Some of them be talking to Trump behind the scenes, and they come up with something to just stop the injunction so he can do what he wants to. That's all it boiled down to. That birthright citizenship, we shouldn't even be talking about that. We should be the main concern should be the injunction of him doing what he want to, when he want to, and how he want to. That's all it boiled down to.
Correct. And these are executive orders we're talking about here. We're not talking about laws. We're talking about executive orders. So it's like, okay, this same Supreme.
And his executive orders have limitations because they're executive orders. They're not passed bills where there's money involved.
Supreme Court is going to be in place for the next 25 years. So you mean to tell me that whenever the Democrats...
Okay, whose fault is that? Didn't nobody tell Ruth Bader Ginsburg to stay in office until she passed when Trump was in office? Whose fault is that? Didn't nobody tell Obama to get weak-kneed when Mitch McConnell held up his appointee? Whose fault is that? Whose fault is that, MOT?
Democrats get in charge and they try to abuse power the same exact way the conservatives can just all of a sudden grow a spine all of a sudden? Because that's what they're setting up to happen. Okay, we're going to okay it when it's Trump or a conservative, but we're not going to say we're going to say that it's bad or that it's overreach when it's a Democrat. It's either you have the ability to do it or you don't.
Oh, the injunction is going to be free whenever it's a Democrat in office. Now they're going to hand out. I mean, that's the political game that people don't realize to be played,
but the bigger picture is when you get a Democrat that gets in the office the next time around, he's going to erase all of this. How are you going to stop that?
Yeah.
When a Democrat gets in office next time around, when fool, Nagone. Have you looked at your bench recently, bro? Really? Really, bro? When a Democrat gets in, that's a big if. Now, it can happen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trying to be a fool here, but have you looked at the Democrats' bench recently? Who do they have that can challenge J.D. Vance? Who? Who do the Democrats have who can challenge J.D. Vance?
I mean, all the executive orders. That's not law. Congress is the only people that can pass a law.
And this country is a nation of immigrants. That's what we are.
Yes,
that's what we are. Unique. Oh, we're like the other countries. A lot of other countries are not like America. America.
Yeah, this country is a nation of immigrants who had African slaves. And African slaves built this country, not immigrants. African slaves built this country, not immigrants, you old fool. Now do you understand why I call Nagone an old fool? He's a baby boomer. He's in BGS's age bracket. If I'm not mistaken, he has grandchildren. Now do you understand why I call him an old fool? Anyway, what's going on, Detroit?
It is a nation of immigrants. That's what we are.
A lot of countries don't even allow you to serve in a military if you're not born in a country. America totally allows people to join our military.
That is correct.
From wherever, even in war zones.
And see, this is what they don't want to talk. See, they don't really want to go deeper into this. In other countries, you can't just roll up over there and get in their military and take up all their people's benefits like you can here in America. But see, they don't want to talk about that. Illegal immigrants don't have the rights that they have in other countries. They be to kick them out. But see, they don't want to talk. They don't want to talk about how they were giving illegal immigrants welfare benefits. How they were making sure illegal immigrants didn't have to work in New York. They don't want to talk about that shit. But anyway,
that is correct.
All right, let's keep going here.
Yeah. He was born in San Francisco. He left. He came back, and they wanted to make it. They didn't want to allow him into the country by saying I'm a citizen. So went to the Supreme Court. That's where the birthright citizenship got expanded into what it is now. But thing is, what you have is what they call anchor babies, right? We have Chinese, Japanese, whatever, flying into the country that are like 7-8 months pregnant, right? Having a baby here, getting the birth certificate, the social security number, and flying back out.
Yeah,
that's the anchor baby. That's what they're questioning right now. The thing is that hasn't been settled yet.
It was settled law until it was unsettled, dude. It's been settled law. Why do you think we're bringing it up in 2025 if it's not settled law?
And look at the case, and look at all the cases that have supported that. I mean, it's just all the rulings that I brought up earlier. It's just like some of this idiocy, it's too much. Some of this, it's too much, man. Too much misinformation, too much lack of information. That's the real problem here. And this guy's trying to run his game, but which is working for right now, but it's built on a shaky deck of cards. So we have to look at that. But
these are people who think Kamala Harris was qualified to be president of the United States. Talking about being on shaky ground. Let me say that again for the Negroes that didn't hear me in the back. These are people who think Kamala Harris was qualified to be president of the United States.
there is a lot of legislation that has come down, that has been passed, that shuts a lot of this stuff down here. And I know a lot of people don't know about it, but that's
hold on.
Up the gate, man. Come on, bro.
I'm a layperson. I don't know why I have to come on and explain it to people. Okay. All you have to do is read the decision and listen to the experts. They tell you what it means.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's not that hard. And these are experts spreading falsehoods. That's how come CNN and MSNBC losing ratings. They're lying too much. Okay?
Mm-hmm. They're not lying. They just told you what happened. What part about it that she's lying about? The 14th Amendment. What part of it?
Lying. Come on now.
And they continue to drop.
Oh, by the way, shout out to CNN. They made the bright decision to bring on Joy Reid as a contributor. Lord.
I mean, if she can draw, really, it's entertainment now. It's not even news anymore. Okay, if she brings in eyeballs, okay. I mean, she brings in eyeballs. It brings them in money. Oh, things about how to bring in money.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody cares about the freaking truths.
No, it's all entertainment now.
Except there's one little plaque called the Black Manosphere, and half of that don't care about.
Right.
Right.
Yeah. In fact,
sick of these people.
Oh no! It's you and your crew who don't care about truth. You're the one who has to answer to these dumb niggas. Like you have to do that. Trust me, you have to do that.
Unreal.
Yeah, master teacher to prove your point. There's a quote.
The master teacher to prove your point.
Credit to the Mark Twain that I've mentioned time and time again, and that is, if there was money in the truth, people would be speaking it more often. There's no money in. That's why people. Yes.
Well,
I know. Look at the dumb niggas that are up there. You think these men are independently able to answer any questions or field any conversations without pretending to be a yup behind this dude? No. That's why they up there. This is the only place in the world where dumb niggas get to talk without being burdened by reality.
I mean, you're African.
Once again, this is coming from the people who think Camp Cam, as you said, Adric, was qualified to be president of the United States.
You know.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this next one, yes, I am taking shots. Really, this is all damn fault. This comes from the Butthurt Brain Trust.
Oh no!
And they claim this is low information, but I'll let you listen to it for yourself because it sounds like low information to you.
So basically,
I said what I said. Y'all, the Butthurt Brain Trust.
Basically, I was in the Codebreakers video. And they were doing an update on some stuff that they said.
Hey, dude, are you trying to get us to listen to what's going on? AB Media, what's going on, man?
It does talk fast.
Now, hold on a second. In defense to Ed, man, it may sound like that when you're listening to him, but he definitely don't sound like that out the gate, man. Come on, bro.
He was running on the channel, so this is not to them. But I was in the chat for a hot second, and two people going back and forth. You know who you are, and one of them said that you voted for this fool, and then somebody said our president shouldn't be disrespected.
I think that's you who said you voted for this fool. I think that's you.
Yeah.
Name because you know.
And for the record, yes, I did vote for Donald Trump. So what?
No, it would use your name. Who knows, man? You know, you may blow up to 100,000 subscribers. It would actually said your name. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Other person said that better people been disrespected than better people have been disrespected than Trump. Which I don't necessarily disagree with that. So I basically made a comment though saying that Trump, it was still the better choice for Trump. And then somebody wanted to make a slick ass comment saying, I full well expect for you to say that. So that's where we're at. And this wasn't DC or Paradise, what it is. So my thing is, so that's the premise of it. The other part of it is, so I started here. I voted for Hillary Clinton in 2016.
This was no slick ass comment. I told him directly.
The best president. I focus on who I think is going to do more for Black people, but I also focus on who's going to be the best president first. And at the time, Hillary, in my
let's stop right here.
Low information for Exhibit A.
Man, bro.
Exhibit A. Exhibit A.
Once again, people who think that Kamala Harris was qualified to be president, they probably think she's qualified to be California's governor, are the ones talking right now, talking about low information. By the way, Adric, from what I've been hearing, Democrat donors aren't behind Kamala Harris being governor of California. Oops. But anyway.
Whew, boy. Anyway, go ahead.
That's what I'm thinking, man. Every time I hear these people talk, this is what I think. That's what I see, man. Like every time I hear this shit, man, I can't believe.
Oh, okay. He thinks we're stupid. Okay. Let me show you. He thinks we're stupid. Okay. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. They think I'm stupid. Okay. They think people that come to my panel are stupid. Okay. This is a screenshot from your live stream, bruh. You had Kamala Harris winning 325 electoral votes. She won, if I'm not mistaken, it was 224. She lost badly. Trump won the popular vote, even if it was only by 1 million. He won the popular vote. And who's president again? Who's president again? But we're the stupid ones. Okay. We're the stupid ones. Oh, by the way, while I'm thinking about it, these are the people who are supporting Butthurt Blue, who are backing the Butthurt Blue position when the majority of the country doesn't agree with them. Don't believe me? Let's look at this clip.
In 29 of the 30 states where people register by party, every single one of them has become more Republican. Those numbers don't lie, right? Every blue state is getting less blue. I mean, it's so, California.
Yes, every single state is getting less blue, no matter who. Less blue, no matter who.
You're still blue, but it's not as blue. And New Jersey is losing, getting closer. I think it's a 12-point registration advantage instead of a 14. But if you're the party chairman, to your point, and you say, hey, in every state that we can track it, we're doing worse. I don't know how you get people excited.
Yeah, I think it's a big problem because the first question, if I approached you and
if I'm not mistaken, the Democrat Party has a 29% approval rating and might actually be lower than that. Cam ain't the only one that need to retire, Adrian. Democrats have a 29% approval rating. It might actually be lower than that. I've heard 19. Last number I heard was 29.
John, you have a lot of money, so I would obviously come to you to try to raise some. You would say, what is your plan?
Right.
To try to change the tide here. And I think, again, this is where what is Ken Martin spending a lot of time doing? Fighting with David Hogue, firing prominent union or asking to leave prominent union officials that have been members of the DNC for years. Like, why would you pick those fights?
Now, MOT made a point a while back that all we do is play black women so we can disagree with them. Well, let's put that to the test.
The elite panic that we're seeing, which is really unprecedented, right? I mean, you got billionaires melting down and, people on CNBC.
Nick,
There's going to be teamwork party.
this is a
And make room. Political still role years in buying elections, and they still lost. The panic is maybe we can no longer control every political outcome in high-profile races. That's what the panic is really about. Now, to your point about the panic on Zoran and then they weapons of political destruction against Zoran Mamdani, the ones that have worked for 50 years in buying elections, and they still lost. The panic is maybe we can no longer control every political outcome in high-profile races.
Mm-hmm.
That's what the panic is really about. Now, to your point about the abundance guys, the Pod Save America guys, the sort of Obama-era blob of media, political operatives, pundits at the center of the Democratic Party, their attempt to appropriate Mamdani's victory essentially as their own, or at least get some of the reflected glory of the election night victory. To my mind, first of all, it's absurd, right? Like, let's just be honest about that. This is the center of the Democratic Party that has spent a decade plus berating the left, punching left, creating the Bernie bro epithet, essentially trying to
pretty much
purge the Democratic Party of its populist wing, to try to make sure that no one like Zoran Mamdani ever emerges in the future. So for them to turn around in the last couple hours of the campaign, when the poly market odds shifted and it was like, oh, he actually might win, for them to suddenly turn around and be like, oh, he's our guy, right? Like, he's great, and look, he's supposedly touting our agenda, and look, maybe he's not even winning because of his agenda. He's only winning because he's cool and he's telegenic and he had good videos. That's an attempt, in my view, to depoliticize his victory, say that it's not actually about the policies. All of that, to my mind, is an attempt to stay relevant and to continue in their way to predetermine policy outcomes, right? So you have the oligarchy that spent big against Mamdani that now is freaking out that it has lost its power or some of its.
By the way, I got 22 watching. Like, share, subscribe. Hit my Cash App. Support the show. Hit the Super Chat. Support the show.
Power to buy electoral outcomes. You have the center of the Democratic Party worried that it can no longer control political or policy outcomes. So after the primary, that Democratic blob, to my mind, is trying to insinuate itself into Mamdani's orbit, or at least the orbit of that political movement, to try to keep its influence and its relevance. And where that is I think, significant, is that what will ultimately happen is an attempt to try to get him to back off some of his policies. That there's a bargain that happens here, right? Which is that part of the Democratic Party, again, I'm using Pod Save America as a proxy here, but MSNBC, Pod Save America, the abundance guys, the sort of pundit political operative blob, there's a transaction that typically happens there. We give you celebrity, fame, rising star status, as long as you don't push too hard, push too aggressively, push too impolitely the policies that we and our backers don't like. That's essentially the implied transaction. And so I think that's why you see that sort of crew trying to remain relevant. First of all, it's sort of a business model. Their business model is to remain the gatekeepers and arbiters of the Democratic Party discourse, but it's also to remain influential on the policy. And I think the question will be whether Mamdani himself and its movement negotiates with that or doesn't. Now, I want to add one more thing here, because I've seen some of the pushback to what I've just said, because I put some of this on social media, and it's like, oh, why can't you guys take the W? Why are you so mean? Why are you sore winners? Go ahead.
Let me read some of that. Actually, I want people to really know what happened. So you tweeted out this tweet that got close to like 30,000 likes. You said, thoughts and prayers for the Pod Save guys, the Abundance guys, and all the other Dems up late crafting 2 different versions of press releases / podcasts to go out tomorrow night, either claiming Zoran's win as their own or claiming Cuomo's win as proof that they're right to bash the left. Okay, people melted down.
Right.
Ananjir Haddades wrote, David, my friend, just say welcome. Politics is not record collecting. It's good when people find out about your favorite band. Right. Someone noted that Zoran had gone on Pod Save America, and John Favreau.
He might be, but it's not a good sign for the Democrat Party. That's for damn sure.
Popped in saying, I genuinely feel sorry for David. Just be happy a candidate you believe in won, instead of firing off half a dozen tweets because you're angry that people you don't like said nice things about him. Yeah. I want to validate you, David, because I listen to Pod Save America pretty regularly, so I know what they actually say or do.
You must be a masochist. You have to do that, but okay.
I'm a freak like that, David. What can I say?
Yeah.
But I have a clip I want you to listen to, because while it is true that they have said some complimentary things about Zoran Mamdani, you kind of have to when the zeitgeist is behind them. They're like the relatively young arbiters of taste in the Democratic Party. The Pod Save guys can't look too uncool. Favreau specifically said this at the end of the episode that I believe came out the day of the election before they knew their results.
Just for the purposes of a thought experiment here, I do think it's worth separating out the style of politics from the policy, right? Because we could have a whole debate about like what issue positions and policy positions can win a general election. Like, do I think a DSA candidate could win a national election or an election in a purple state? Maybe, but I don't think so, right? But if you have, I think that our party, you have to have people running for office in our party who campaign like Mamdani's been campaigning, who run a campaign like that, who are like meeting people all over the place, who are speaking to people's concerns, who are, like you said, Levitt, the strength I think people are looking for is fight on behalf of people who need a fighter, right? And to constantly be making about the people that you want to represent. And I don't think we've seen that. If there is a, non-DSA in some purple states or even nationally, like center-left candidate who campaigns like Mamdani's been campaigning, that person could be president. And if there are schmucks like Andrew Cuomo out there who the party is going to continue to coalesce around because, on paper, they might be, highest name recognition and have these, moderate credentials or whatever else, but they suck, then, we're going to keep losing.
I don't think a non-DSA candidate can win in a purple state. So what the takeaway should be is the vibes. You have to look like you're fighting for something, not run bad candidates like Cuomo, but just have good vibes and basically good video production.
We can't be surprised that that's those guys' analysis.
Now, let's talk about Andrew Cuomo for a minute. Bring that down. For those of you who've been living under a rock the last 4 or 5 years, Andrew Cuomo is the former governor of New York. During the COVID epidemic, around 2019 to 2020, he allowed thousands of elderly people to be locked in nursing homes and pass away from COVID. On top of the fact, he has multiple SA suits against him. But somehow, some way, the Democrat Party establishment thought this dude would be suitable to run New York City. I haven't either, right, to be honest with you. Yeah, the fact that this, I'm going to butcher that dude's name, Madani, beat Andrew Cuomo, it's really shooken up the butthurt Bluz of the world. And rightfully so, because they're used to squashing candidates like this and then rubbing it in their voters' faces. But yeah, Andrew Cuomo had no business running for any office. No business running for any office, especially after what happened during COVID. But come on, two Triv.
The insinuation is voters are too stupid to be voting on a set of policy principles, that voters are only voting on the coolness, the brand, the vibes, the media savvy of a candidate. Voters
the color grading. I heard someone say it was the color grading of the videos in particular that was so optimistic that people were compelled to vote for him.
Exactly. That voters are too dumb to clue into what they are actually voting for. It is incredibly cynical. It's incredibly insulting. I will certainly concede that the better a messenger you have for a specific agenda, the better chance you have to win.
Course,
so you can't fully say, like, a candidate's basic political skills don't matter at all. I'm not arguing that. But I think their belief and the Democratic blob's belief that you can run and you should run, and the ideal kind of campaign to run is one of where the candidate has charisma, skills, is telegenic, is media savvy, and it doesn't really matter what they're running on, or more importantly, whether they're really serious about delivering. I have just described Barack Obama. And those guys in Pod Save America, they helped create that. They created that. Barack Obama was a candidate who campaigned on very clear populist themes, framed it as hope and change, and turned it into more of the same. He got into the job and essentially went to bat for his donors, in specific, the big banks that were foreclosing on millions of Americans. He went to bat to create and fortify the power of the health insurance industry. And that, in my mind, created a lot of misery and created the backlash conditions for Donald Trump. We don't have to rehash that history, but that was their theory, that they could win elections with a very telegenic candidate campaigning on populism who would get into office and not really be serious.
It's a strong possibility Adams might still win. We won't know until the election happens. But that's all I really have for today. I just wanted to get a stream out and make fun of Butthurt Blue for a little bit. Hence the reason I came up with this little number right here. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues.
Well, our current president is orange. And if nobody wants to come up, that's fine. I'd like to thank everybody that came through. This is AB Media 83. And I'm out. Peace. Yo, this is AB Media 83. Want to support the channel? Hit the Cash App. Also, be sure to like, share, and subscribe to the video. Also, be sure to hit that bell notification so you can be notified next time I upload a live stream or video. And always remember, keep it grinding, keep it pushing, keep it moving. This is AB Media 83, and I'm out. Peace.
It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt. It's the butt hurt blues. No matter who, 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 it's the butt hurt blues.